If you're interested in supplements or nootropics that help improve focus, memory, and productivity, or you're just a fan of Joe Rogan, you've probably at least heard of something called Alpha Brain. This is a brand of supplements made by a company that Joe Rogan co-founded called Onnit, and which claims to help you remember names and places, focus on complex tasks, think more clearly under stress, and react more quickly. Now, I am interested in those things, and so I was curious to try it for myself, and I want to share my personal experience with you. First things first, I bought Alpha Brain from a pharmacy, but you can also just get it online, and so I'll include a link to that down below in the description. Now, I got the 30 count bottle, and since one full dose is equal to 2 pills, this amount equates to a 2-week supply, and it costs about $35. Now, when you look at the bottle's label, you see that there are more than 12 key ingredients, and most of those ingredients are part of one of 3 proprietary blends from Onnit: the Flow Blend, Focus Blend, and Fuel Blend, which supposedly helps to put you in a flow state, which can be described as being in the zone, where you lose track of time because you're just so focused and in tune with what you're doing. Now, Alpha Brain does not contain caffeine, so you can take it with your morning coffee or tea without going overboard on all that extra caffeine. And you're supposed to take 2 capsules each day, preferably with a light meal. Now, the main reason that I was interested in trying Alpha Brain is because I'm currently doing freelance writing and video production, which means that there's a mix of focus that's needed to research topics, the creativity and word fluency that helps with writing articles and scripts, and then doing the often tedious work of sitting down and editing the videos. Particularly because I'm trying to find ways to make the whole process more time efficient, I wanted something that could help really narrow down my focus onto just one task until it was complete, without the constant desire to switch tasks, work on something else, lie down for a nap, or take a walk outside. So what was my experience like? I took Alpha Brain in the mornings with a light meal, like suggested, and I would usually then go out for a quick walk so that my body could get some sunlight and fresh air before starting my day and before the Alpha Brain took effect. Now, the first day that I took it, I had a video call scheduled with a client for a weekly check-in. So I was looking forward to seeing how I would feel while talking to another person. And it was a particularly long meeting too. But a couple of hours later, after the meeting was over and I had gone back to writing, I suddenly remembered that I had taken Alpha Brain and that I should be journaling its effects for this video. That's when I realized that I had probably forgotten about it because I didn't really feel anything. Any possible upticks in mood, focus, or energy that perhaps I did feel could just as easily come from the pleasant walk that I took in the morning, or the friendly conversation I just finished, or it could just be a placebo effect. So I kind of wrote that day off and decided to try it again the next day. After all, I had heard other people review Alpha Brain and say that they didn't start to feel the effects until a few days of consistently taking it. The Onnit website explains how quickly Alpha Brain gets you into a peak state depends on a range of factors. This includes your existing physiology, diet, how much sleep you get, and exercise routine. The next day, I woke up after having a little bit less sleep than the night before, and so I wasn't feeling quite as energized in the morning. Because of this, I was eager to see if it could help give me a little boost to the day, and I decided to take it with an even lighter breakfast in hopes that any effects would be more obvious. I had another client meeting that day, but again, I didn't really notice a difference. Now, I know that these two things are used for slightly different purposes, but I couldn't help but to compare Alpha Brain to another nootropic that I had tried recently and made a video on called Modafinil. Now, that substance is prescription only and mostly prescribed to people that have certain sleep disorders. It was useful though because it did noticeably help me sit down and focus on one thing for an extended period of time. And it was also pretty clutch when you needed to feel wide awake but didn't get enough sleep. So I couldn't help but take Alpha Brain with that comparison in mind. So far, while Modafinil was definitely more of a noticeable difference, and it was much more obvious that you had taken something, with Alpha Brain, on the other hand, I was kind of searching for any kind of effects, and I had to really reflect if I felt any different at all. The next day that I tried it, I woke up with the same routine and started working. Have you ever had one of those days when you need to just sit down and work on something, but your mind just wants to convince you that you need to do something else before you can finally get focused? Like, it will say, you know, in order to sit down and focus, you really should get some water and hydrate. Oh, you're still feeling a bit hungry? Maybe you should just have a quick snack to fuel your brain. You know, you really need to dedicate some time to this other task that you have on your list. Maybe you should prioritize that first. And on and on. Today was just one of those days, and Alpha Brain was unfortunately not some magic pill that made it go away. Another day, I was eager to see if I would finally feel the effects of Alpha Brain, particularly because today was a recording day. Now, whenever I record YouTube videos for my work, the end result may look presentable and fluid, but the uncut footage is a whole lot of me just stuttering over my words and repeating multiple takes of the same paragraph. It actually gets super frustrating when I keep messing up a sentence, and so I was really hoping that Alpha Brain would noticeably help me just spit out the right words and make the whole recording process much quicker and more seamless. But that was not the case. Again, it was not some magic pill that turned me into some wordsmith that helped me effortlessly zero in on what I needed to say and then deliver it with ease. And really, this was the general experience that I had with Alpha Brain. I don't think I really detected any kind of difference, at least not anything that definitely wasn't due to the placebo effect or some other factor in my day. Even the frequently asked questions section of the Onnit website says it's recommended to try Alpha Brain for at least 2 weeks. If no benefits are experienced in this time, contact our customer service for a refund. There's also a tab that says, what if Alpha Brain doesn't work? Can I get my money back? So it sounds like perhaps my experience is one that is shared with others as well, at least enough to be included on the FAQ page. Now, I was tempted to purchase another bottle and give it a try for a full month, but it just feels a little bit sketchy to have to fork over additional money just to see if the stuff even works and if anything will be different the next time. But I'm also tempted to try one other product that they do have called Alpha Brain Black Label. On it says that you may also want to try Black Label if you've experimented with regular Alpha Brain before and didn't get the desired effect. As Black Label is a different formula, you may achieve a better result than with our original daily formula. Black Label is the ultimate break the glass in case of emergency, must get stuff done now formula. So could this just be a convenient way to entice you to spend just a little bit more money with them? Or is it something that really lives up to the hype? Let me know down in the comments below if you want to see a review of Alpha Brain Black Label, or if you've had any experiences with it yourself. Now, the last thing that I'll say is that even though my experience with Alpha Brain was pretty lackluster, there are a lot of people that say that it really does work for them. So it may still be worthwhile for you to give it a try and run your own experiment. If you do, it would mean a lot to me and really help out the channel by using the affiliate link that I've included down in the description. Anyways, thank you for watching this review, and I will see you next time.